up, buddies? It's the Bennington Show. Today is your last day to order Bennington t-shirts and get them on time for Christmas. So, Chris, how do we get those?
You go to ibangshop.com, ibangshop.com, to put in your order for the brand new Bennington t-shirt.
Chris is wearing his. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Vito's got his on. Earl's got his on. But I'm going to bring attention to something. But first, I'm Ron Bennington.
And I'm Gail Bennington.
Great job yesterday. Everybody had so much fun at the big unmask with Brian. Nobody is funnier, Regan, who just had us in stitches. But there's become this thing where some of us go out to eat once we're in the village for this. And, of course, Kathleen from the Bronx is up. Kathleen, you never should have brought me Christmas presents. But I love it, sister. Soul sister. But go over to... So, we were at the J.G. Mellon's, Gail, and everybody was ordering food. And Earl said I'd like a slider, right? Mm-hmm. He orders that. And then he finds out he just gets one little slider. And look at his pic. So, here's what happened. So, everybody's getting their food. And Chris sees that Earl just has one tiny slider. And he's so happy. So, Chris is taking a picture of it, right? And Deborah from the iBang is laughing really loud. And the waitress was like, no, wait, like trying to stop this Yelp nightmare. And it almost looks like she was going to take the phone off of Chris. But she didn't know. We couldn't have been happier.
I was so happy.
I don't understand at a place that's a burger place anyway. Why would someone have a slider? A slider is never as good as a burger. A slider is an appetizer.
Well, that's true, because first of all, they're always going to be too well done.
Yes. Yes, of course they are. They're going to be completely too well done because you don't have the space for it.
Right.
But here's what happens. A slider is for this. Hey, we're all out. Let's have some nachos.
Yeah.
Some potato skins. Some sliders. So you have a little nosh. Not sitting there eating 3 sliders trying to... But people do it all the time, Earl.
Look, it's like you want your own personal crave case.
Yeah.
You're like, I'd like a high-end crave case.
This was the other funny thing. So they're like, how many... the woman is like, no, how many orders of fries do you guys want? They're really big, so... we normally do like 2 or 3 people can have 1 fry. And Vito starts to panic and Chris is panicking. They go, 1 fry a piece, please.
I want to make sure we all had enough fries.
Yeah.
Or I had enough fries.
By the way, they get their desserts from Magnolia, and I walked past the Magnolia across the street on 6th Avenue today, and it was so packed, and people were still going in. And I'm like already in the big coat and everything, and I'm like, just the thought of being packed into that hot place. And I was like, I think there's enough in there. Suddenly I'm involved. By the way, iBang shop, last day to get any kind of t-shirts for yourself in time for Christmas. They're still going to be on sale though.
Yeah, you go to ibangshop.com right now. It's the brand new Bennington t-shirt, and if you order today, you will get it by Christmas. It's a beautiful gift.
Now, I was going home, I think it was Monday night. It's packed in Midtown right now. Now, next week, it'll be dead here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But today, you still have New Yorkers in town, and you still have people coming in to enjoy this city and Christmassy and then go back and have Christmas at home. So I'm going out to get a cab, and I'm standing on 6th Avenue. I see a guy on 48th. And he's going to make the turn. And he gives me the flash of the lights, like, don't worry, I got you, right? So while this is happening, these 4 nice ladies from some fucking place go running across the street to try to get to him. They see a cab. He pulls around them. I'm cracking up as this is happening. I'm just laughing that they don't know the basic cab shit, right? He pulls around them out on the 6th Avenue. They turn around and start running back at him. And he pulls up in front of me, and I open up the door. And, it's a nice night. There's not any bad weather or anything. And they're like this. Hey, that's our cab. And I go like this. Welcome to New York, lady. And slam the door, right? And he goes, hey, it really was your cab. I go, I know, but I want them to have a nice story about rude New Yorkers when they get home. Welcome to New York, lady.
It's fucking great.
Yeah. There was no reason to do it.
Like there was ever a reason.
No, it's like doing Impractical Jokers, but all by yourself when there's no
camera crew.
Yeah, there's no.
This pleases me.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
Up on the iBank today, the 5th annual clubs speak out. There's 40 different clubs from around America saying what their big fun surprises were, their best of 2018. The Comedy Cellar, Colin Quinn residency in the lounge. We all think that's the best. And Bumping Mike's tape there this year. And Ray Romano has been there quite a bit.
Nice.
Just dropping in. Laughing Skull in Atlanta picked Dave Chappelle. That's always like a big deal when Dave Chappelle drops in anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, it's the most fun. Laugh Factory, Tiffany Haddish. Of course, that's one of the big things. Comics bragged about Bert Kreischer dropping in, and he gave everybody in the entire staff Bert is fat t-shirts, and they wore them all weekend long. The Stress Factory is now in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Cap City and Austin having Ron White run his new Netflix special. And I saw him do some of that when we did our annual get-together, the Sideshow podcast. And he finished the night with it. That was, a lot of fun. All these things are up there. Creek in the Cave had this. Chris Laker taped his Chris Laker is Dead album, which will not be released until he dies. And the only way you're going to be able to hear this is if you outlive him.
I hope I do.
You will. It's not, he hasn't really taken real good care of himself. Oh, boy. We thought just the opposite. That way we could put that thing up and it would stand. That's what we talked about today. All right. So New Year's Eve, they've got the lineup I'm going to be doing, and you got to hear this, Gail. New Year's Eve, I'm going to be at the pop-up show for The Stand, the pop-up show. Listen to this list of comedians. Vlad Kamano, who was there yesterday, and everybody loves Vlad. Tim Dillon, Todd Barry, Janine Garofalo, and Jim Norton.
Wow, I love it. Man, that's going to be a blast.
It's going to be unbelievable. All right, so we thought we'd have some fun with this. Fez Whatley's written a piece for the iBank. Now, before you click on it, Chris, I thought we could all do this together. Is this the thing that we're supposed to be going off of, do you know, or is there another one underneath of it?
There's without clicking on it, we can go to it without seeing who the people are.
That's what I'm talking about. So I thought we would all try to play along with Fez. Fez Whatley has picked out, he wants to recast the live action Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer with comedians, and let's see if we can guess how he's going to go here. Now, I can guarantee you this is the thing that I'm worst at of everything in the world. So do we click on it?
Yeah, we click on it.
And you guys at home could go do this. Now, don't go down, Chris. You just fucking made a point not to do that, and then you went down to the first one. All right, go back up, make it so we can see the whole thing. So I don't know what this... Vito, come over and grab a mic, too, because you got to be in on this. And you write these down as we go along. There's no sense of doing this if we're not going to prep it together. And I want to keep today as a as just a fun day, but I'm not getting that vibe. All right, so these are supposed to be, you would pick a comedian. I don't even know what this guy is. He's like the mean elf.
He's the foreman.
All right, he's the foreman.
Yeah.
I'm going to make my pick. You guys want to write them down?
Okay.
Yeah.
Or, all right. This is up on the iBank. Fez Watley put this together. And so this is foreman is the first one. If you go over on the iBang, you can play along with this. I don't know. Now, just pretend we were making this into a live action feature, and they do that now. All right, the second one is Mrs. Claus. That's a tough one. What are you doing? What do you need, Chris?
Let's grab it a pen.
Great. Throw him a pen, and then that way we're not doing all the wariness. Now, should we tell now before we move on? Should we do it that way? Yeah, let's all just tell what we did for the first one. All right, for the foreman, I picked Ari Shafir. Ari Shafir. Chris, what do you got?
I picked Nick DiPaolo.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's fantastic.
Gail.
I actually went with Noam Dorman because I feel like he's a gatekeeper.
That's smart. I was just going on looks. Vito?
I picked Louis J. Gomez.
That's a nice one, too. And Earl, who do you have?
I had Ian Findance.
Oh, I don't get that. All right.
Like
so now let's pick Mrs. Claus, and I'm going to already tell you.
All right.
I'm stumped here. I don't know who to pick. I'm just going to write someone down that I'm sure who's ever up as Mrs. Claus, it's an insult.
Okay.
All right, we ready? Everybody got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gail, let's start. Who's Mrs. Claus?
I'm going to say, being a female comedian, I'm going to say Bonnie McFarlane is Mrs. Claus.
I picked Sarah Silverman.
Perfect.
No apparent reason.
Female comedian.
Yeah, that's all. Tito.
I picked Lisa Traeger.
Oh, no, doesn't look like her. And she's not the kind to stand behind your woman at all. Chris?
I picked Jessica Curson.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I like it.
Earl?
Janine Garofalo.
Ooh, just all of us is picking female comedians. No reason to do this entire game. All right, Santa Claus. Santa Claus.
All right, feel like I have a good guess here.
I think I got one too. As good as you can get in this dumb game. All right, is everybody ready?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Let's go to Vito first. Who do you got for Santa Claus?
Judah Friedlander.
Oh, okay, because
Judah
he's bearded.
2020,
Yeah.
That's actually a really good one.
I have Brian Posehn because of the beard.
Yes. I'll do mine. Dan St. Germain because of the beard.
I went with Tom Segura for beard and personality. I feel like
Ooh, yeah. Well, he could be a Santa Claus. Earl?
I went in a weird direction. I went Lewis Black.
All right. Age.
ageism.
Yeah, it's straight ageism. All right. Let's go over to that dude. What's his name? Yukon Cornelius.
Yeah, Yukon Cornelius. I think I have the perfect Yukon. That's just me. I'm just feeling good.
Geez, I don't know who we're going to do. Tell me. Everybody got it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have not written mine down. And don't know what to do. I'm going to pick this on personality. Chris, who do you got?
I have Sean Patton as Yukon
Oh,
Cornelius.
good one. Gail.
I went with Dan St. Germain for Yukon Cornelius.
I went with Eric Warhan because I feel like he would play it as like the Tim and Eric character would be Yukon
Oh,
Cornelius.
yeah. All right. Good one.
Another left field pick, Rich Voss.
Yeah, that is left field. That is left field.
I'm gonna say, I don't think Earl's very good at this.
And I went on. Earl can't tell white people apart. And I went and I don't know. Yeah, I went based on personality because he's the bigger than life guy. He's the action guy. He comes rolling in and changes everything. I took Bert Kreischer
Nice.
for this role.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good one.
All right, now we got a tough one. Abominable Snowman.
Scary.
Yeah. And one thing I do know, Bombles bounce. So I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind. And let me know when you.
I am ready.
I'm ready as well.
All right.
Ready.
Earl, let's start you off so we all get a good laugh.
I'm going to go Craig Robinson.
Craig Robinson.
Snowman.
Great.
Yeah. Vito?
I'm gonna say Stavi baby.
Stabby baby. All right.
I was saying Bob Kelly as the Abominable Snowman.
No sense at all to this.
No, I'm going Rich Voss because I feel like he has the temper. I've seen the way he treated an intern of ours, and I feel like he could be the Abominable Snowman.
I picked this based on big personality. TJ Miller. TJ Miller.
Good one.
Now, none of these make sense. There's no reason. But I do feel like he has done some of this work in this. How you doing, baby? You okay? She want a mommy?
She's hungry.
Yeah. Come on over. Sometimes different people on our show get hungry and they have to be breastfed. Sometimes it's Chris. And sometimes it's Juliet. Now this is going to be a tough one. Rudolph.
I feel like this is everything. This is the special, you know?
Why is this the first thing this year you've taken personally?
I feel very confident about my answer.
Well, I'm fighting off casting a girl in that role
Interesting.
because it's like the little.
It's very woke of you.
Yeah, it is very woke of me, no doubt about it. But I don't know what to do with it. I'm telling you the truth. I'm completely lost here. Should be okay. I got it, and I'm very, very happy with mine now. Chris Stanley, let's start it with you.
I feel that Ricky Velez would be the
Oh,
perfect.
that's cute.
That is cute.
That's really cute.
Earl, who did you pick? Voss again?
See, I'm going to go with the lady, Nikki Glazer.
Oh, well, that would have made sense for his girlfriend. Yes.
I'm gonna say Ari Shafir.
No.
No, he's
Yeah.
not the perfect
Now,
Rudolph.
hear me out here because I feel like you're talking about somebody who's like, hey, like, he's always got it inside of him, but he's like, sometimes he's got troubles, but he's great. I'm going Gary Goldman.
Oh.
Isn't that so cute?
I did it the same way because I felt like the veterans weren't nice to him at first at the Comedy Cellar, and now he's the hero of the Comedy Cellar. Our buddy Ian Finance.
Oh, I love that.
And I'll never forget the day I saw him just floating away on a little thing. And then when he came back looking for Nikki Glazer, I had to say, "They're gone, Rudolph." All right, what do we got next?
Hermie the elf.
Hermie.
Oh
Yep.
boy.
I feel really good about mine.
I think I got mine.
I don't have mine.
To me, it's so perfect. I feel like everyone's going to write down the same name as me.
I never feel that way at all. Not at all. All right, go ahead.
For Hermie the elf, I say Jeffrey Gurian. He dentistry.
I wish I could change mine.
I wish that. Why would you put Winter Warlock? Earl, what white person are you confused about?
I'm going to go, again, another odd pick, Jim Norton.
Jim Norton, youngster. Young Jim Norton. Yeah, who you got?
Pete Lee. I think their voices sound really similar.
Pete Lee sees himself that way. There's no doubt. Gail?
I picked Joe Mackey.
Oh, shit!
Fuck.
All right, I got mine. Joe Mackey!
Seems like you cheated.
Uh-huh. Little bit. I want to be a dentist. One of the great fucking walk-off characters of all time, right? I mean, he doesn't even show up in anything else Christmassy, and yet he steals this fucking movie.
Yeah. Herbie doesn't want to make toys.
All right, we know,
That was a
dude.
big line.
I know.
Yeah, everybody.
By
said
the way, I should have picked you for Yukon Cornelius. All right, who do we got? Oh, the lion.
The King of
Lion?
the Island of Misfit Toys. This is tough for me. I feel like I nailed Gurion.
No way. Gurion should have been Mrs. Claus.
I do not know who I'm picking for this king.
I got mine.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
All right.
Somebody who. Okay. All right, Vito, let's start it off.
This guy loves animal videos, posts them all the time, of lions attacking animals and hunts. It's Joe Rogan.
Oh, good call.
Okay, good.
Well, kind of, I guess. I don't know. I mean, does it
Thank you. I
really look like a
appreciated the
lion?
excitement.
Yeah, I was at first. Yeah.
I got Artie Lang.
Artie Lion
okay.
as the lion.
Lion-hearted.
I had Ari Shafir as the king of the Misfit Toys.
Yeah.
Give me Kevin Hart in the king role of the Misfits. Misfits meaning comedians.
I picked the same way as you, and I thought, who does everybody look up to in New York? I wasn't thinking overall. He does every show but ours. David Tell. David Tell.
Perfect.
All right, what do we got next? I'm really bored with this game.
Charlie in the Box.
Charlie in the box.
There's a Charlie in the box.
I think I nailed it right now.
You're really confident.
I'm feeling really confident. Well, it's for certain characters. Other characters, I mean, I dropped the ball on.
Go ahead.
Charlie in the Box, Bill Burr. Bill Burr would be a Charlie in a box.
Yeah, I don't know why that's so funny to me. It's just fucked up.
Hey, yeah, what was the TV show you said you were going to send me the link? Either you or Vito said Bird did some TV show.
That was me. It was you did the Colin Coward show.
What you Cowhead? What isn't it?
Cow-
Coward?
No, wait,
Coward.
Cowhead is the other guy. Hey, baby, you want to hang out? Yeah, put her with me for a second. You want to sit with me? All you needed was a little bit of food. Uh-oh, now it seems like you don't want to be with me. Who's your Charlie in the box, Earl?
I was going to go Brian Regan.
You just saw it yesterday.
Mine is Joe Coy.
This is too funny.
Now, is Fez going to embarrass us, or is it all the same anyway? Yeah, what do you have?
I have solely because I think he could nail the voice. Dan Soder as Charlie in the box. It's a very specific voice.
And I have Dan Soder.
Seems like you keep just writing down what I did.
Yes, but only moments later. Who's next?
Clarice, the reindeer.
The girl reindeer.
Clarice.
Oh, shit.
You don't know
It's
anything
not
about
Clarice.
Rudolph.
Clarice.
It's Clarice.
Chlorine, the reindeer.
Chlorine.
There's always tomorrow for dreams to come true. All right, Earl.
Tough one here, but I'm going to go.
The other one's been easy for him.
None of them are easy. What's it? Not Yamanika
Yamanika.
Saunders.
Dominique Saunders because she's female. Okay.
Vito?
Rachel Feinstein.
Oh, nice.
Good.
Nice.
I say Carly Aquilino.
Oh, those are all good.
Very nice one.
Female.
And I, of course, went with Christy Cello because I think she could nail the song. She's a singer. She's a performer. She loves Jesus.
Wants to date him. I picked Christy Cello.
What?
Yeah.
No. Points off. Points off.
What's next?
Fireball the reindeer.
Well, who's he again? What's his whole deal?
They were mean in all the reindeer
trying to use
games.
the mic. She thinks the mic is just like a fun stuffed animal.
Fireball is the reindeer that freaks out when he sees the nose light up for the first time.
Hi.
Is he a bully?
That's what I thought. I got mine.
Oh, okay. Bully, huh?
Oh, shit.
Perfect. All right, what do you got, Chris?
See, I went the opposite direction. I forgot he was a bully. I put Chris Gethard for Fireball.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's cute.
It could have been Chris Gethard. Could have been the elf too, like the fun guy.
Yeah.
Earl, who you have? What white person?
Bob Kelly.
Bob Kelly. No reason for that.
Weird.
Yeah.
Jeff Ross. 'Cause he roasts the shit out of people, so he's going to roast Rudolph for that nose.
Okay.
I went with Sam Morril because I feel like the way he bullies Joe Mackey.
That's the same reason I picked.
What?
By the way,
Great pick, Ron.
there is
It's not his pig.
there's a thing on Instagram, on his Instagram, with Sam Morril fighting with an old man in Naples. And it's because he was like, Sam was like, this town sucks. I can't wait to get out of here. And then you just hear this guy going like this. Good riddance, Stan. You don't even belong. Just some old guy with a lot of Naples spirit about himself. And it's very, very funny. Wait, what are you doing? You're not biting the cord, are you? Oh, boy. That's frightening. I'm going to have to move you. You can't have the cord, baby. Please
He looked upset.
for
Why
your
not?
own safety. It's for your own safety. There's always. All right, who's next?
The elephant with polka dots.
All right, I'll just do mine. It's Bill Burr.
I was going Joey Diaz.
That's a good one too. Earl.
Please, I can't.
You run out of comedians. That you know. That would fucking happen.
This game is so stupid. Earl,
No, I really don't have any.
You can't hold this up.
I'm gonna go.
Holy shit.
I don't know. I'm being completely honest.
A fucking pick. Come on.
This is why Earl, Chris will never get a network show. We need a fucking pick, lady.
You're on the clock.
Go. I'll say Colin Quinn.
Come on.
Great one. Great one.
I'm going to say Eddie Pepitone.
Oh, I like that one.
Take it. That's what I do.
And I'm going with Nanette.
By the way, I was raped in that story. I didn't get a chocolate bar. I got a giant black penis stuck into me. And they beat me up.
Well, why'd you say you got a chocolate bar then?
I only thought it was the only way you'd listen to me.
Hey,
You're
don't
a
judge
liar.
me. You don't know how I'll react. I mean, look, you told me it was a comedy show.
Yeah.
That's why I was laughing.
That shrimp boat I told you about was AIDS. Huh?
Well, I wouldn't have laughed if I knew the shrimp boat was AIDS.
Sorry about laughing about the AIDS.
I thought it was a funny shrimp boat story.
Yay. It's fun to be at work. Oh, is that everybody got that one?
There, yeah, and then the last character, Sam the Snowman, the narrator of Rudolph.
Okay.
Character Sam the Snowman, the narrator of Rudolph.
Okay.
Sam the Snowman.
Well,
Great
where's the picture of
mustache.
him?
think it's below her. It's below that.
Okay. So Sam the Snowman.
Got mine.
Got mine.
Right.
We're all have kids.
Pick a fucking thing,
Oh, Jesus.
you motherfucker!
All right, I got mine.
God, what do you got?
Dave Chappelle should be the narrator of
All
this.
right.
You took his answer.
Jim Gaffigan.
Okay, good one.
Good one.
Mine's Paul F. Tompkins because of the mustache, the beard, and the snazzy little vest he wears.
I'm going with Sean Donnelly as the snowman.
Nice one. If you would have taken my picture that they had up at the stand, where 2 years ago I grew a little white beard for 10 minutes and then it followed me around for 2 years, it would have been me. But I think that Sean Donnelly is a really good one, and I think you would do great at it. So once again, I'm stealing Gail's answer. All right. So go up to the iBang to see this. Fez Watley put this together, and I guess he's not around today, or I would have heard from him. He's let's pass her over. She's had enough of this old man. He played one. The Fez was bragging to me this morning about he was walking down the street in his Santa costume. He hasn't stopped. He's been getting more gigs, and people are loving him. And I think he was walking past this preschool, and the little kids saw him and all ran to the thing screaming Santa. And he goes, I felt like one of the Beatles. And I'm like, well, you look like Santa. I mean, it's nothing you're more like Beatlemania because you look like those dudes that sound like him. But he may be the best looking Santa I've ever seen in my life.
It's kind of perfect. It was like the role he was born to
He's
play.
not using any fake beard or mustache. And he's not stuffing his stuff. It's pure diabetes that has him there.
Method.
All right, so let's see how we match up against Fez. You can play this by going over to the iBang. The iBang.
So the first is Sam the Snowman, the narrator of Rudolph. Fez picks Stavy Baby to be the narrator.
Now, does he say? All right, I think it was just a chance to put Stavy in there shirtless.
I don't blame you for that.
Yeah. All right, that one shocked us all.
Yeah.
All right, next what do we
Santa
got?
Claus, he casts David Letterman.
Oh, damn it. I went with
That's a
Segura and I
good
embarrassed
one.
myself.
You went for Segura. Who did I pick on that? Dan St. Germain. I was just stupid.
I put Brian Posehn.
Oh, man, that's way
Pick
off.
Judah Friedlander like a moron.
Yeah.
He's nothing like
His
that.
beard is dark. What was I thinking?
Now, by the way, I think Fez missed on the first, but hit on the second.
Yeah.
That's great.
For Mrs. Claus, he cast Bonnie McFarlane.
Yeah, I got
Oh, it's a match for Gail.
Woo!
And Bonnie's going to be mad at both of you now. And she really is kind of married to Santa Claus because Voss put up on Instagram the picture of all of his fucking shoes. He's got 31 different pairs of Nikes.
It's too many.
Well, not for him. And all the black dudes love him for it.
For the Elf Foreman, Fez casts Louis C.K.
Not
Ugh.
exactly woke right
It's
now,
20
Fez.
I got that wrong, and I'm glad that I did.
No, you got it all wrong. So did the star. You know what I mean? I don't know who I picked here because this is all out of fucking line.
It's the first one. You picked Ari.
There was no reason to pick Ari either. That was just as bad as anybody. Earl picked himself.
For Hermie the Elf, Fez picked Pete Davidson.
Okay.
Okay.
Hair color.
Yeah.
For sure.
That fucking guy, I forget what his name is. He's the one-eyed guy that
Wait,
Crenshaw.
Yeah,
Crenshaw, Dan
Oh, yeah,
Crenshaw. So he's on Fox or one of those news channels, and he tells them, I called Pete and checked in with him.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and
Give it a break.
I know. And then he said, I told Pete that you've got to find out what God wants you to do with your life, and then you'll be. First of all, the guy's not there because he's having a spiritual meltdown. He's having a brain chemistry meltdown.
Right.
And You can't tell everybody that you're a good guy. Somebody else should be saying it around you. You know what I mean? You don't get to say it yourself. Crenshaw.
Yeah, Crenshaw.
Crenshaw.
Oh, by the way, you look like a
You'll
pirate.
be back. You'll be in the news for that, Chris. That you just booed Crenshaw.
Boo for your service. Somebody else would have done it, Crenshaw. All right, what do we got next? I'm so bored with this game.
Clarice the reindeer.
Clarice.
Mateo Lane.
Okay. That's not
That was
one.
Fez's pick.
No.
What reason did he give? Some kind of a...
For Mateo's gorgeous eyes.
Yeah. That's just an attempt. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. He's fishing.
By the way, what are two bottoms going to do? Just lay next to each other? Somebody's going to play a top.
Ass to ass.
Ass to ass. Where are we in the stupid game?
Fireball the reindeer.
Oh, yeah.
Fez chooses Jay Moore.
I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
So far, out of all these, we've had one match. Gail's leading the pack.
And I only just picked it on sexism alone.
The baby just wants to bite the microphone. She thinks it's a little stuffed animal she can chew on.
No, Juju.
I'm going to get her doggy chew toys for Christmas this year.
For Yukon Cornelius.
Okay.
Oh my God, you're still playing.
Yes. Fez picks dancing.
I got it.
God damn it.
Woo!
Gail?
Who
I
did
got
I pick?
two.
Let's see, Yukon, right?
Yes.
I picked Kreischer.
I picked Sean Patton.
Man, but it's all the same. It's all the same.
Yeah, but look at the. They're identical to each other.
Not
They're
really.
even in the same position.
From the
Okay.
abdominal snow monster.
Abdominal?
Abominable.
You said abdominal.
The abominable one.
Fez picks Lewis Black.
Didn't somebody say
I
Lewis
feel
Black?
like someone
He
did.
said it for something else.
Pick Lewis Black for not the abominables.
For one of the ones I struggled on.
I can't. You didn't write down.
Are you hammered?
I didn't write anything down.
Oh, you should. You should, Earl. Hey, I didn't even want to do this. I was watching Hannah and her sisters the other night, and Lewis Black was in it, and he's so young. He's just like a kid with a wacky Hawaiian shirt. What are we going to do about the sketch? He's not even gruff. Let's keep going.
Charlie in the box.
Charlie in the box.
Fez picks Howie Mandel.
All right.
Okay.
I like my pick of Bill Burr better.
I think there's a lot of photo matching going on here. They're both.
We didn't have access to these photos, to be fair.
I wish I could have got every comics license. I was going to say if you wanted to play along, but nobody is.
The elephant with polka dots.
Come on, Annette.
By the way, the elephant, as you call it, was a lesbian. And the polka dots were people throwing darts at her.
Fez Wiley picks Bert Kreischer. Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the elephant did have its shirt off. I brought up Bert during the Unmasked yesterday and found out that the Brian Regan crowd doesn't know that Bert exists.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought it was going to get a big pop. And they were just like, huh?
Who?
That's the weird thing about comedy fans. They're just like a fan of the person.
Yeah, that is pretty strange.
All right, what do we got next?
The king of the island of Misfits Toys.
Misfits Toys.
Misfit Toys.
Misfits Toys. Mitzi Shore.
Fez picks Big J. Okerson.
Center web.
Yeah.
That's why.
I guess. I don't know.
Center web.
You know, those two are finally back being friends again. I don't want it to break off.
And also, doesn't the lion do like a lot of crowd work and stuff?
Yeah. And the line's like this. I do believe in ghosts. I do. I do believe in ghosts. I wonder what he would do if he fought an elephant. I'd wrap him up in this elephant. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is, well, Gail, since you weren't there yesterday, I'm going to give away a bit from the, so we were talking about awkward moments with Brian, right? And he said that he was going to do a show, and he said he looked up what the persons look like. He was going to do a radio show. He looked up what they look like so that he would be able to say hi when he walked into the room, you know? A little prep work, right? And it all goes great. But then when it was over, he pulled his phone out as they were doing a picture and had a picture of that person.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's horrible.
And are you ready for this? It was Dan Soder. Oh, hilarious. So where are we in this now?
This is the final pick.
I haven't gotten anything yet.
Me neither. For Rudolph, Fez picks Artie Lang.
Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha.
We're all worried about Artie.
Boy.
We're all worried about Artie and his nose. Matter of fact, I wish we can get Artie's nose back to looking this good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the last picture.
The last one,
It's flattened and has a little,
I'm not sure what happened with that.
looks like it deflated.
And then,
And then
kind of
there's-
swole around the deflated.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks really rough.
And I hope this happens to Vito. Vito, we got some fun snacks over here. It's all part of the big party. Chris, why don't you plug the shirts?
This is your last day to order the brand new Bennington shirt to get it by Christmas.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Go to ibangshop.com. ibangshop.com to order the brand new Bennington shirt now to get it by Christmas. ibangshop.com.
I bang shop. Where's that one, Gail?
It looks like a pistachio
Mm.
something, some nature.
All these treats are from Java Girl. Java Girl. Thank you for the treats.
Thank you for the treats.
Were we gonna play that NPR piece that we love so much?
Yeah.
I mean, is that weird to play something from another radio show? I don't think we've ever done it in our lives, but this thing has been making its way around the old viral world. But first, hey, Chris in Michigan. Chris, what do you got?
Hey, Ronnie, it's Craig. I think somebody needs to do a wellness check on
All right,
Fez.
hold on. I just want you to know something. Earl's yelling from the other room. What? He said, Chris. Why would someone say Chris?
I asked the man twice what his name was.
He knows what his name is. So I'm going to believe him. You a little tired now? Yeah. So anyway, what you want to say?
I'm just thinking somebody needs to do a wellness check on Fez if this is what he's spending his time doing.
Dude, we do a wellness check on Fez at least once a week. If I don't get an answer, I just call 911 and have somebody sent over.
Connect me to Fez, please.
I said, did someone swing by and pick up his body?
The name thing just reminded me. I was in high school. This kid went up to a teacher. The teacher went up to him and said, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" My friend went, "Do you even know my name, Mr. Newhoff?" And the teacher just goes, "Hey, man, you know your name. I'll see you later." And walked away.
Why does everyone have to learn everyone's name? That annoys me.
I think your teacher should know your name.
There's a lot of classes he's got to fucking learn.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably got 120 fucking kids.
And think about it this way. He's got to learn new ones every year?
Yeah. Fuck that.
Buddy is fine. Buddy and baby girl.
Chief, maybe? You can throw a chief.
I think if you
Hey,
don't...
baby girl, did you turn in your...
Just don't call me big. I don't like when people go, they don't know my name. They just go, "Hey, big guy."
Don't walk down Broadway then.
Oh, big man. You like rap music?
Here's an empty fucking CD.
I feel the same way when I look at the news.
Yeah. All I have to do if I want her not to talk is pull her close to the mic.
She's a sham.
I think she might be teething a little bit, though.
She is, yeah.
Is that early for teething?
A little bit.
All right, we got that piece.
Yes, we do.
Why don't we play this? Now, do we need to set it up at all, or does it set itself up?
It sets itself up.
All right, so this is from NPR. And what's the young lady's name who did this piece?
That is...
Should be right there at the top, Chris.
Shirley. It's right there at the top. Her name is Shirley something. Click the article. Right at the top. Shirley Wang.
Shirley Wang.
All right, so this is... I'll just say this. Everyone always says they do good work, but they have the staff to do it, and they have the time. You know, they're not in here trying to dance for 3 hours. Why are you picking off a piece? Enjoy. Eat the whole thing. I hate when he feels like I don't want anybody to know I'm a big man. Eat it.
Indulge yourself. It's the holiday season.
Thank you. All right. I don't know how long this piece lasts, but let me just say this. If you haven't heard it, you'll really want to listen to this because it's a great story. And if you have heard it, I think it's cool to listen to twice so you pick up more.
This is Only a Game. I'm Karen Given. During his NBA career, 11-time All-Star Charles Barkley was known for his combination of strength and skill.
Barkley and the foul.
Nowadays, Barkley, an analyst for Inside the NBA on TNT, is known for speaking his mind.
Listen, come on, man. You know, you can't serve cold nachos. Oh, okay. And the thing is, some place they give you good nachos, they put jalapenos. The Suns be putting pickles on it.
Barkley grew up in a single-parent household in rural Alabama. When his mom, Charcy, passed away in June of 2015, he took it hard. His whole hometown came to the funeral to pay respects. But there was also an unexpected guest. Here's reporter Shirley Wong.
Charles Barkley's friends couldn't quite place this mystery guest. He wasn't a basketball player, he wasn't a sports figure, and he wasn't from Barkley's hometown. Here's what I can tell you about him. He wore striped red polo shirts, tucked into khaki shorts, and got really excited about 2-for-1 deals. He was a commuter. He worked as a cat litter scientist in Muscatine, Iowa. In short, he was everyone's suburban dad. More specifically, he was my dad.
It was obviously a very difficult time.
That's Charles Barkley.
And the next thing I know, he shows up. Everybody's like, who's the Asian dude over there? And I just started laughing. I said, that's my boy Lynn. They're like, how do you know him? I said, it's a long story.
A long story that started 4 years ago.
He has a big personality.
That's my dad, Lin Wong. I actually recorded this interview with him in 2017. He told me he knew about Charles Barkley long before he met.
Well, yeah, he's a top 50 players in the history of the NBA. For many years, he was the number 2 guy, right after Michael Jordan.
Whenever we attended dinner parties, my dad would talk about his friend Charles Barkley. The first time my dad told the story, I didn't pretend to know who this person was. Basketball has never been my thing. Like a good millennial, I Googled Charles Barkley. He seemed pretty famous, and definitely not like anyone who would be friends with my dad. About 2 years ago, I asked my dad if I could see their texts. They were mostly messages from my dad that ended with an excessive number of exclamation points. In one of the texts, in which my dad calls Barkley brother, my dad wrote, "Brother, you are so popular! Exclamation point, exclamation point. Watching your Capital One commercials in March Madness every year is almost like eating turkeys in Thanksgiving! Exclamation point, exclamation point. It has become a must-do thing in March! Exclamation point. Good for you! Exclamation point, exclamation point." I told my dad the conversation seemed pretty one-sided and handed the phone back. As I talked about the relationship with more and more people, I began to think that either my dad was one of the luckiest basketball fans ever, or this whole thing was an elaborate joke, a dinner for schmucks type situation. But no, the friendship was real.
It was like one of the most random things.
Yeah, I was on business trip and stayed in one of the hotels in Mississippi, and I saw Charles Barkley.
I was in Sacramento speaking at a charity event.
So I just wanted to say hi. I don't want to take a picture with him.
I was just sitting at the bar, and me and your dad were the only 2 people in there. And we just sit down and started talking.
He's a super nice guy.
And before we knew it, we looked at each other like, yo, man, I'm hungry. And we said, well, let's go to dinner. It turned into a 2-hour dinner. And then we actually went back to the bar and just sit there and talk for another couple hours. And the rest is history.
My dad and Barkley saw each other again in the bar the next night, and the night after that. At the end of the third night,
Certainly I told him I had a good time talking with him, hanging out with him. He said the same thing to me. And he left the phone number. He said, whenever you're in Atlanta, New York City, or Phoenix, check out with me. If I'm in town, we'll hang out, have a good time.
over the next few years, whenever my dad was in those cities, he would text Barkley and they would hang out.
I mean, it's just a fun time. I mean, like when he came to Atlanta and came to the show and things, my friends, Shaq, Ernie, Kennedy, they enjoyed just meeting him.
They got dinner together.
I think I had Thai basil noodle. It was pretty good. I had right inside the office.
Spent time on the set of Inside the NBA.
He likes to clean. There's several big can of cleaning wipes right on his desk. Every time he sit down, he clean his desk.
Watched basketball games.
And Iowa lost into Maryland that day.
I'm pretty sure they did some partying too, but that I don't know much about.
Your dad is one of the happiest people I've ever met in my life. I mean, I'm not just saying it. I mean, think about it. It's fun to be with your friends. Because I don't have that many friends that I want to be around, to be honest with you. I mean, you know a lot of people, but when you go spend time with your friends, it's a whole different animal.
Back home, my dad's coworkers would tease him about Barkley and story all the time. My dad didn't mind that they didn't believe him. He even made a slideshow of photos of him and Barkley together for our community's Chinese New Year celebration. Totally irrelevant to the holiday. Why do you think, out of all the people that he's interacted with, that you became friends with him? What is it about you and him that made that last?
I think we had a good conversation. We agree with each other a lot of point of views. He grown up in the 70s in Alabama. His father left him and his mother when he was little. He grew up with grandma and mother, and the grandma and mother cleaned up house for somebody else to make a living. Tough life for him. But, he's well respected professionally. That's his story.
My dad moved to Iowa from China in the 90s. He felt that Barkley and him had similar experiences.
So to me, as an Asian in the U.S., I felt as long as I do a good job, people will respect me.
Barkley and my dad both worked hard. So hard they believed that the color of their skin didn't matter. In Chinese, we'd say that dad sometimes would 胡说八道. That meant that sometimes he was known for spewing rubbish. I know that basketball fans might say Barkley often does the same.
Remembering the mother of Charles Barkley. Today, folks in Leeds said goodbye to Charcy Glenn. She died at her home this week.
When my dad heard on the news that Barkley's mother had passed away, my dad looked up the funeral details, hopped on a plane to Leeds, Alabama.
It ain't easy to get to those places. I'm from a very small town.
And my dad showed up for his friend. Afterwards, he went to dinner with Barkley and his family.
For your dad to take the time to come to the funeral meant a great deal to me.
Then, in May 2016, my dad was diagnosed with cancer. He had tumors in his heart. I took that fall off from school. My dad and I watched mobster movies together, action movies, kung fu movies. When the credits rolled, we'd flip to a basketball game. Just me and him, watching a lot of TV in our living room. Days passed by.
Whale of a playoff game in Oklahoma City tonight, and the Thunder even the series in the Western Conference semis with San Antonio.
Then months.
2 games of
From the set of Saturday Night Live in New York City, it's Inside the NBA. Hello, with Charles Barkley.
Then it was 2 years.
And he never told you that he was sick, correct?
No, because I called him and got mad at him when I found out. I was like, dude, we're friends. You can tell me you're not bothering me. You know me well enough. If you were bothering me, I would tell you were bothering me.
What Barkley didn't know was that my dad watched him almost every night on TNT. And while he rested and healed, my dad was laughing along with Barkley. He kept my dad company.
I think the Cavs bench is underrated.
June 2018, NBA Finals. Golden State Warriors versus Cleveland Cavaliers. My dad was staying in palliative care at the hospital. He loved the Warriors. I visited and read him sports highlights. He didn't get to watch J.R. Smith's late mistake in Game 1 live when Smith forgot the score. I tried to get him to laugh about Smith dribbling away from the hoop because he thought his team was ahead. But it was a Sunday afternoon, and my dad was tired. The summer light filled his room, then the day faded, and dusk began to enter. After it was all over, I went to my dad's phone and texted all his friends. I wrote, "Hi, this is Shirley. My dad just passed away." The funeral was the day after the NBA Finals. My dad's favorite team, the Golden State Warriors, had won the night before. The funeral was set near the outskirts of Iowa City in a house by the woods. I was talking to my childhood friend when she suddenly looked stunned. I turned to look behind me. And standing there, drenched in sweat from the Iowa summer, towering over everyone in the room at 6 feet 6 inches tall, was Charles Barkley.
I had not met anybody in your family. I didn't know anybody there.
But we all knew you.
Everyone watched, astonished as man. This man we only knew from TV, this worldwide celebrity, walked down the aisle, looked at us, inside. Later, after it all, I texted Barkley and asked him, "Why my dad? Why did he matter so much to you?" And recently, I called him up and asked, "What did you even have to talk about?"
Well, I think, first of all, clearly he was a fan.
Right, big time.
But I think the main thing we talked about was you and your brother.
What did you guys talk about? What did he say?
Well, I think it was more that he was proud. And because I got a daughter too. I'm just really, really proud of her because I think she's a good person. And your dad was so proud of you and your brother. And we just talked about, listen, as an adult, and you too young to understand this now, man, all you want is your kids to be happy. That's what you work for, to give your kids everything in life.
The more Charles Barkley and I talked, I realized just how close he and my dad were. Barkley knew so much about me and my life, even though this is the first time he and I had ever talked.
It gives me great memories and great joy to know that I was a friend of his. Just hearing about him at the funeral, what he had accomplished and what he was trying to help other people accomplish, just made me even. I wish he bragged more about himself.
So let me get this straight. You were impressed by him.
Yeah.
At the funeral, people shared memories of my dad and made me realize that, for example, he was not just a cat litter chemist, but an industry-changing scientist with a PhD, and not just an immigrant, but someone who reached out to Chinese newcomers, and not just a thoughtful guy, but someone people trusted for advice. I realized that even after he passed away, I would continue to learn things about my dad.
Hey, listen, you stay in touch. Please tell your mom I said hello. Give her a big kiss. Tell your brother I said hello. And listen, just keep doing you. It's your time now. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Thing. Your dad prepared you to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
He prepared you for that.
Right.
I was blessed to know him and know you too.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome, baby. You take it easy here.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
I know how much his friendship with Charles Barkley meant to my dad. It was not just a relationship with a celebrity, it shed light on the possibilities of this world. A world where someone like him could just say something cool, something charming, and befriend someone like Charles Barkley. I'm so glad that now I get to share my dad's #1 dinner party story.
That's reporter Shirley Wong.
That's such a great piece. We wanted to play that. It's from NPR. But I love Barkley. I always have. And I remember when people used to be really mad at him when he played because he would always do something. You know, there were always people who were like trying to feel like that he was anti-white people or whatever. But I always saw him doing these big clown things with people. Like he would go into the stands, start drinking people's beer or soda, eat some of their popcorn. If anyone ever reminded me of Muhammad Ali, you know what I mean, for being like that, it's Barkley. So that story is just a killer to me. But it also occurred to me that Barkley, now since he stopped playing, is moving into that Bill Murray realm. Like this is a real Bill Murray story of he showed up at a funeral out of nowhere by himself.
Right, with that bigger than life personality and yet
and not even attempting to take it over, just showing up to show his respects and just crushing this little girl with how much he kind of made her rethink about her dad, you know?
Yeah.
It's one of the things that happens in life is like when you finally get to see your parents as a person, then you're an adult. You know what I mean? And I'll run into guys, they're in their 50s, like, my dad could be easy, dude. He was a regular guy.
He taught us the way.
Yeah, he taught us the way to be. And had hands like beer. No, he didn't, man. He didn't do all those things.
It's the sweetest thing in the world when you just hear her little voice. So like, let me get this straight. You were impressed by him. Like she thought like, oh, my dad was so excited to have this big celebrity friend and you know, how crazy that was. But the fact that she had to understand that this person wanted to be her dad's friend.
You know, it was a drinking buddy and he was like, what, you got here from China? How's that work? You know what I mean? Like he was interested because the guy had nothing to do with him and didn't want anything from Charles, you know?
Yeah.
He wasn't like, oh, I'd love to get you into the fucking sunglass business. You know, I make bunny eyes. And it was just a guy that, you know, Barkley could hang out with. But I loved when it turned too, and she got that kick in the stomach. He goes, well, mostly we talked about you and your brother, you know?
So heartbreaking, but so sweet.
And by the way, that whole thing about, you know, when you get to see your parents as a person, I don't think anyone, I might be wrong about this, I don't think anybody but would want to have their kids in their shadow. You know what I mean? I don't think that anyone would act like, you'll never be the real estate man I was. You know what I mean? Whatever it happens to be, you want your kids just to find that thing that they want to do and be around it. And like he said, you want your kids to be good people, not necessarily achievers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how many actual achievers are there in the world?
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. And, you know, that is a way to rethink about the way you push your kids about, you know, make sure you win or make sure you never give up on things. And like, also like, I don't know, just be a good person.
Just be a good person.
Have
be a good
empathy,
friend.
you know?
Be a good friend to other people. Be a good, you know, whatever it takes. Treat people nicely and find things that you enjoy, you know? Anyway, I love that piece. But is there anyone else that you could see? Because I think I have another name who was kind of moving into the Bill Murray thing. Where everyone tells stories about him and is happy when he shows up.
Steve Buscemi? I don't think
I like Steve Buscemi, but I've never once heard a story about him.
I think they're out there.
I like. I say if I see him on the street, I'm happy. But I'm going to give you one because he seems to be popping up and he plays to his weirdness and a lot of. Here's what I think is because he also had that really popular movie the kids liked. But Jeff Goldblum is now becoming that thing
100%.
of like, oh, Jeff Goldblum was playing the piano and everybody started singing along. You know, it's very rarefied to get into that because sometimes people get known and it's like a funny, let's kind of half laugh at them.
Right.
David Hasselhoff. You know what I mean? Like David Hasselhoff will get, fucking Priceline or whatever, like Captain Kirk. But no one thinks they're cool. But people think these other guys we're talking about are cool.
Yeah, like they have self-awareness about what makes them both weird and funny.
Right.
I ran into Jeff Goldblum at a gym. I was working out years ago, and he needed somebody to spot him.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it in the most Jeff Goldblum way. He just walks up to me and he goes, hey, could you...
It's a very visual piece Vito did for us. Earl, I hate to wake you up in there, bro, but, grab it.
The phones, Earl.
Thank you, buddy. Then he just went... Yes. I want everybody to have a great end of the year.
Yes.
Great end of the year.
That's 2018. But only for a little while.
Next time I see you guys, it's next year.
Oh my God.
I'm going to give you the see you next year bit. Have a good old laugh at it. We're running late here anyway, right? I want to jump into some commercials.
Yeah.
And bring it back. It's the Bennington Show. Fairy Tale of New York. A song that always teeters over being overplayed, but still just crushes you, right?
I'm always happy to hear it.
Yeah, me too. Every dive bar in New York will play that song, and everybody will sing along with it. It is this that we are doing our show live, but we're playing new stuff.
Yes, every day, all through the new year.
And speaking of the song we just played, Chris Stanley is drinking through the entire New Year, and we recorded this all in one day on a Saturday. Was it last Saturday or 2 Saturdays?
2 Saturdays ago.
It feels like a month, you know what I mean? A month of Sundays ago. But Chris was drinking Jameson's Irish whiskey, and so for every new day, you hear him drunker and drunker until the last day, unmanageable.
Unmanageable.
Don't remember anything that happened in those breaks.
But all I can remember thinking is this son of a bitch is probably making good radio.
Yeah.
It's something that the listeners will agree more than the people who had to sit with him. And then once again, we thought he would die. And you know what I mean? Like when I was younger, I did so much like, all right, let's give everybody on the show poison. You know what I mean? So it's like whatever do. And I'm like, now I want no part of somebody could get hurt on a stupid radio show.
Jameson isn't poison. It's good for you.
I know, but not the whole bottle, bro. You know that, and I know. Like, if it was a bar, somebody be like, "We're going to be sued."
There's still a little bit left in the bottle back there.
Idiot girl is really lining up to her name. She's very confused about why we played that NPR thing, but we set it up.
Yeah,
we literally set it up. If you're not listening the whole time, that's up to you. But don't include us on while you're confused. You know what I mean? Just be like confused on your own. But don't rate us like this is random. This isn't the people from the show. We told you this is something we heard and we loved.
Now, my dad knew Charles Barkley.
We explained that to you, idiot girl. You don't remember?
This is just my other radio voice.
And you knew that Chris is Asian, right? I think we've set that up.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess we could do that with Earl because he has that. If Earl died, we wouldn't be surprised to see his secret Twitter girlfriend show up.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I do know Miss Ellen Barkin.
Yes, that's what we're saying. So if we had to bury you and Ellen Barkin showed up, we'd be like, what? And then suddenly, in the middle of the Iowa summer, Ellen Barkin came in.
Pouring sweat. I mean, she was
A vision in
dehydrated.
sweat.
We were all worried about Ellen during the funeral.
She would look really great at that funeral, though, because I feel like she'd have
I
a
love
great
her.
black dress. I feel like she would wear a classic veil, but like a birdcage veil, like something very
I don't
classy.
know what a birdcage veil is. I like to
That's
say
the
it.
little one that like just covers like, let's say, like one eye as opposed to a.
Oh, I love those too. Yeah, I like that. I don't like a big veil.
No,
I despise
birdcage veil. That's how to do it.
Up on our Instagram today, it's Father Christmas. Don't use his real name; it makes the kids upset. But he is really gaining a lot of popularity as Santa Claus, and I mean that is real. You know what I mean? Not like I've always, even when I was a little kid, hated the fake beards and fake hair.
You know, Santa Clauses were always just less than. I don't know why a place would even hire one without a real beard.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. I mean, how many people you think can play Santa a year? You know what I mean? The mall you went to was not going to get a big time Santa.
No, the Queen's Center did not have a real bearded Santa in the 80s.
Now, how did you feel about Juju's first pick with Santa? That was her Santa. How do you think
I think there was a lot of fakeness in that.
Yeah,
news
I feel like
for being at Macy's. I felt like he let me down a little bit.
That beard is plugged.
Did you send it to my folks and my sisters?
No, I gotta send that to them.
I was gonna let you do it rather than me take all the credit. Look what I did, everybody. Bum 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 bum. I love you, baby. I got a feeling this year's for me and you. Here's Earl Douglas. He's back here with me. Earl Douglas, comeback kid, 2018. What's going to happen for you in 2019, Earl?
Big things.
Yeah, you're going for it, huh?
Yeah, I think it's going to be big for all of us. The best is yet to come for all of us.
Oh, that's nice.
So, you kept me on. Good for you, Earl. I feel that way too.
I don't think I can top my 2018.
Well, you
I'm
had
just gonna have a
wonderful-
nice 2019. It'll just
You had
be
a-
nice.
You had a very, not right now, you only heard the blessings, but, there was all the nervousness of, hey, is everything going good? So, yes, it was a wonderful 2018 for you. Wonderful. And then you shared it with all us. Chris, how was your 2018?
I think my 2018 was great.
Despite how many times you shit yourself?
I shit myself a number of times, sure, and then I blacked out towards the end.
But you're okay with that.
I mean,
It doesn't make you uncomfortable, does it?
well, look, compared to how many times I blacked out in the past, it's getting lesser, which is good.
By the way, I have presents for Juju from Deb from the iBang.
Oh.
And also from a young lady named Kathleen from the Bronx.
Oh, too sweet.
I'm like, why are you bringing
She didn't have to do
She didn't have to
that.
do it at all. She didn't have to do it at all. She gave me some nice cigars. As Earl did. And Earl, I said, no presents.
I also have presents for everyone here.
No, you
don't.
said we all made a gentleman's agreement.
Here, Ron, here's more cigars than Earl gave you.
Oh my God, this makes Earl's
Oh
cigar
my
look like,
God!
Right,
He
looks
only-
like shit.
Look at Earl's face.
Look at that, Earl.
Earl's really disappointed with what
You
you've done.
shouldn't do that. That's way
Yeah,
too much.
you were
dude.
told not to.
But I know that you feel that way, and it's very nice.
Yeah.
But you don't have to just.
Yeah, don't do.
And this is for Gail and Juju.
Oh,
This is for Gail. And this is for Juju.
Well, first of all, let's
see this. Oh my gosh, why did you? Oh my gosh, this is beautiful.
There's a return receipt there, too.
Please
Is
don't.
this
I
from
never.
Costa Rica?
Oh my
It's
god.
Made in Costa Rica.
No, it's beautiful.
That's
Oh,
nice.
this is stunning.
All right, Gail. What are you doing, Vito? I'm fucking serious,
No,
dude.
this is fucked up.
Vito, no. Do my thunder.
No, come on, guys. We made an agreement.
The
All
agreement
right,
was broken.
let me just try to ask you this, and you should do a musical thing tie-in with this.
Okay. I won't look.
But now, even though I said musical tie-in,
Right.
this is not a music band.
Interesting.
It's not a musical band at all. All right. Now I'm going to. Should we do the musical clue first?
Yes.
Or?
I think the musical cue.
All right. Do the musical clue. Nice and loud. Lost Boys.
This is too much.
You don't worry a little bit about your little baby wearing a Lost Boys vampire?
I think it's great.
T-shirt. You don't find that a little scary?
You coolly dressed kid.
Earl. What?
Why?
Oh,
And
God.
This is for you, and this is for Julia.
Oh, God.
Here's what I'm going to ask you, Vito.
I told you no, Vito.
Are you?
This is for you.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Did you wrap these, Vito? Because I didn't wrap mine.
It's all a presentation.
Yeah, well, that was a Lost Boys onesie, so that's a great presentation. Well, Vito got me some wonderful jewel pods. I will be using these.
I want to get him something useful.
Oh, my God, guys. That dirty Italian got me a pinky ring. Oh, thank
I
you,
just wanted you to
Vito.
feel like you're one of my people.
There's other gifts for people, Vito.
Hey, Chris, just for Christmas, try being nice, okay?
Okay. All right. I'll do it for
Look, he got me little cigars.
Oh, this is so
I
sweet.
wish you got. This means so much more to me than what Chris got. Even though he spent more money, yours came from the heart. You know what I mean?
Can I just say,
Too big, dude. Too big, and I'm nervous about
As
it.
I was handing it to you,
Keep your money in your pocket. How's that so fucking? You know.
as I was handing it to you, for a second I forgot what I got you, and I was like, I didn't give Ron a box of cologne, did I?
I would have liked it.
Can I tell you, I think it's a little interesting that my producers know my style. Like, they're pretty good at getting me clothes. And by the way, Vito, I can breastfeed in this. Thank you for thinking of that.
Can I tell you something else? Why it works for them? They're cross dressers.
Yeah. Yeah, we always share clothes, too. Now, also, I got something for Earl, a New York Yankees mug.
Oh, Earl, you like them, right?
Yeah, I love. I love my
Isn't that
beloved
your
New
favorite team?
And he likes to have a cup of tea after the show. I noticed that about him.
You know, I was watching Bobby Kelly's and their Yankee swap that they do, and it was fucking hilarious. You talk about having people turn on each other during Christmas. Look who it is. It's our good friend Liz Sets Fire. Liz.
Hey, buddies. I was just calling to thank you for another year of entertainment and for keeping me sane. And I love you guys so much, and I hope you have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year. And Gail Juliet is beautiful. I can't wait to hear all about her first Christmas when you guys get back.
Oh,
So,
thank you so much. That's so sweet.
And if
have a good one.
If I wish anything for you, Liz, I hope that you do have sex with Marilyn Manson.
Me too. I want that for you so badly.
Yeah. And the spooky kids.
All right, guys, I love you guys so much. Have a great one, okay?
And my gift for Earl is a gift card to Chipotle. Because Earl got Chipotle for the first time a month ago. And to quote him, he said, "This is outstanding."
Wow. Earl, I hope you enjoy that. But when we say, you know, what are you doing now, Chris?
Now, this is for Vito. Because he's dropped hints about this thing for the last 6 months. And I want him to have it because I don't want to hear about it anymore.
No way.
Vito, I'm
No way. Soda Stream? Holy shit.
Oh my God, you're so excited.
I've been wanting a Soda Stream.
Every other day, I have to hear about how a Soda Stream is going to make Vito's life better.
Now, what exactly does the Soda Stream do, Vito?
It makes seltzer at home.
You could just buy cans of seltzer. But
No, it's fresh seltzer. But I've been struggling buying one because they range from like $30 to $200, and I don't know what the difference is.
Well, you got closer to the $30 range.
This might be just your starter kit. Well,
it is a Soda
but
Stream.
what is wrong with just a can of seltzer?
It's just fresher seltzer. Like it's straight out the carbonation. It's cold out
But
the
why do
fridge.
you even want a seltzer?
I love fresh seltzer. I had it once at a friend's apartment, and ever since then, I've just wanted a Soda Stream.
You're so happy. You know, this is going to change things for you in 2019.
Yeah.
It really is.
I didn't expect, this is...
Do you know what I hope for Vito in 2019? And I think this Soda Stream could help. I hope that he finds a girl in 2019.
Yeah, seriously. Let's come on, guys.
Or-
Let's make it our mission.
Finds a boy, because we accept you either way.
I said it last week. Men, women, transvestites, transsexuals.
You're, yeah, we don't use that transvestite word anymore.
We can use it.
Yeah, you're pansexual.
Pansexual. Frying pansexual.
Look at the baby trying to get your attention.
Hi, look at your shirt.
Does she want some seltzer?
Well, I mean, I got to buy the carbonation thing now.
I think it comes with one.
What? I'm like one of those two kids who got a Nintendo 64.
This is great.
Thank you, Chris. This is the best Christmas gift anybody's ever given me.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, soda stream.
Do you know what I thought it was going to be? I thought it was going to be a mini fridge for the office. I was like, oh my God, he's finally getting it.
I've talked about that for 2 years now.
We found out that he needs a maxi fridge. I still believe. It's really fucking fun. I hate this time of year, but you know what? Everyone else enjoys it, so. Earl, what are you doing for Christmas this year, do you know? Or Kwanzaa, whatever happens to be.
Sometime with my parents, and I might go out. I'm not sure. Or I just might Netflix it all night. I just catch up on things.
For the next 2 weeks, you're just going to Netflix?
And chill.
Well, definitely Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I got friends coming in from out of town for Christmas Eve.
Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada? 2 girls coming in and have a 3-way with you?
No, guys I went to high school with. They're coming in from Colorado.
That's harder, 3-way. That's a difficult 3-way for me to do.
Be low-key fun.
I don't know, what's your best Bennington Show memory from 2018?
Completely selfish reasons. The first day back as an official Bennington member. The Young Masks, particularly yesterday, was just laugh
Brian
out loud.
Regan?
It was so damn funny.
You know, there were, and I go back so many years with Brian that we were talking about Gail in a restaurant that we all went out to for, I guess, lunch. And Gail was in a high chair throwing food. She was that little.
I haven't changed a bit.
Then Brian says to me, and now that baby has a baby. And, start to cry. I mean, our life is going by. So it's, and then he went up and he was so funny. And I've had this happen to me before that I got into laughing where the audience stops before me. And I'm like, shit, I'm not done yet. And I can't leave dead air. He's that funny. And I got him to tell a story that he did not want to tell. And it was him ripping a heckler in something that still would be offensive to this day. And it was on a very light note. And when I started into it, I felt like I was going to tell him this story that he would have forgotten about. And he remembered every detail.
Really?
And took over. And I was like blown away. Because it was a very small crowd. It was a very tiny place. Very early into his stand-up things. And it's always funny for, to hear a person that everybody thinks is the funniest go, I was having a bad set. You know what I mean? I wasn't there, I saw a couple people go, what? How would that be? But, and I don't know, we're going to probably play it in the next year, right?
Yeah.
First next year, get it, guys? You're not going to hear it till next year. Eric in New York.
Hey, guys. Merry Christmas. I have a Bennington Show memory from 2018. My favorite was Art Garfunkel. I thought that was
That
great.
wasn't this year, was it?
Was it this year?
It was last year.
Yeah. You fucked up,
You sure?
Eric.
No, it might
be early this year?
It might be early this year. I know.
Man, that feels like that was well before you got pregnant.
I know. That's what I was trying to think. I was like, was I pregnant when
Because I
that
would have yelled,
happened?
Art. She's pregnant.
It was late last year.
You were wrong, Eric. You ruined the show. See you later, buddy.
Thanks for nothing.
I get crazy with that. Like, I was going over some of the things that we did this year, and I'm like, I could not believe that it was this year. You know what I mean? Some of these memories feel like they were last week, but some of them feel like they were fucking 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You can't keep up.
Yeah. It's been a weird one. Like,
yeah. It's always a weird one, let's be honest. Ooh. People, somebody sent a thing on Twitter of when Chris had his drunkenness that went into the hospital because we were periscoping, and it showed that you're just doing these shots like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, it was vodka.
I remember when I saw him the next day or the day after, I told Chris about one of the shots he took.
It was the next morning.
And he immediately went and threw up after I just described.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Described the shot of vodka, and then I projectile vomited into a garbage can.
I believe he stared Don in the eyes, opened up all the way, like bottlenecked the cup, threw an entire glass back, and then just slammed it on the table. And I mentioned that to him the next day, and just thinking of it made him throw up.
It was not good, man. That was bad. That was
I
not
do
good
remember
behavior.
that too, because why were you? He was staring down Don as
I
you
think
did.
because he wouldn't have a drink with me. I think that was my shitty reasoning.
There was no reason for you to be angry with him.
So aggressive.
None at all. There was no reason. That was just me being a drunk prick.
So strange.
Yes, and that caused me to. The memory caused me to. Sorry. Puking.
Can't be easy to be you, is it, Bukowski? I don't. Somewhere I had a list of all the things that I've done this year, but everything gets moved out of the way. But all the different things that took place. But it was a great year. It was a really, really fun year. And in the middle of it all, Gail, you had a baby.
Yeah, I think that probably it just informed everything about what I was doing in my life this year. So everything is kind of within that context. So I just keep thinking about myself 1 year ago, thinking, man, I can't believe come Christmas 2018, I'm going to have like a 5-month-old baby. And it was so hard to believe that it will only be a year and she'll already be in our lives and we'll already know her.
When is she going to be 5 months?
Christmas Eve.
Wow.
She'll be 5 months old.
That's cool. Wow. Now she's over there reading her soft book.
Yeah, she reads now. She's really
I
advanced.
don't know why she loves the soft books so much.
She loves them.
Yeah. I know it makes Fezzy so happy.
I know.
He gave the soft book.
She's a big fan of the Itsy Bitsy Spider book. That was a gift from Old Fezziwig.
Old Fezziwig, the claws, Pinellas Park. All right, this is some of the stuff that happened. The Ricky Gervais and friends, and then I was one of the friends.
Yes.
Awesome.
This is a really weird one. Me and Big J and Bam Margera had a weird Philly Comic Con. This is one of the greatest times I ever spent too. The SNL originators at the National Comedy Center, where I'll never forget, like, just being backstage with those guys, and we were about to walk out. I'm like, how, you know what I mean? These were my comedy Beatles.
Yeah.
When I was a kid. And as a matter of fact, when I was introducing them, I felt myself crack for that very reason. You know what I mean? I had a crack go on because I was like, I can't, get down with it. Explain what we got to do to help out the National Comedy Center, Chris.
The National Comedy Center has been nominated for Best Attraction by USA Today in 2018. So you go to comedycenter.org/vote to vote for that. The Comedy Center to be the #1 attraction in the United States. Comedycenter.org.
I'm going to vote
/vote
right now.
You can vote once a day.
Once a day at all your devices. So
All
you can
your
vote.
devices, so you basically, depending on the number of devices you have. All right, this is the Unmasked Headliners Head Out. Jim Gaffigan at the Fat Black Pussycat. Jim Brewer at the Fat Black Pussycat, just amazing. Ricky Gervais at the Village Underground. Voss at the Fat Black Pussycat. And Tom Papa at the Village Underground. The festival shows, who can forget Judah 2020 at the Moon Tower. Howie Mandel doing him at
Just for Laughs.
Just for Laughs in Montreal, and all he wanted to talk about was Gail and Juliet with me backstage. And then that panel that we did up there, That's Offensive Can... we did the New York versus LA panel up there, and then we did That's Offensive, Can Comedy Survive the New Sensitivity? We're running one on Friday with a guy who's directed some of the biggest comedy movies of all time.
Adam McKay.
Yes, and I will just tell you this: Adam came in with an agenda, mad about one of the stations that we have here. And I have that big chill moment where, Adam, you and I are you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking in my head, and I did not expect, but me and him are the same politically. The people that he's against, I'm not the same politically at all. And yet I don't want to suppress their First Amendment rights. I don't know what happens with the left with that, but I'm becoming increasingly concerned. And it's not just weirdo, leftists that are way out to the left. It's people that we love in the industry.
Yeah.
There's another couple of people who are very, very big into that. I have to tell you, too, there's folks that are pushing for this Tucker Carlson, attack his sponsors. I'm no Tucker Carlson fan at all.
No.
Not even back in his little bow tail.
Why did he give up the bow tie?
Because he became a man. But, I don't want to fucking live in a world where we try to stop people. Let's just disagree or debate or try to find. You know what I mean? You could even say a person's an asshole. But I don't want to suppress people's speech. It really, really concerns me now. Maybe next year we'll get into that more. But, I hate to draw a line in the sand, but at some point, maybe you got to understand why some people are so nervous about it. I realize now that in my generation, and maybe even more the generation before mine, freedom was the most important thing to being American. You know what I mean? To be free. And maybe it's since the internet, other things have, comfort has become way more important to people. But I'm really at this stunning gap now with so many people. And I certainly hope to look into that next year. What the fuck am I missing? What am I missing? Maybe it's time. I was telling Earl. Earl looked at me the other day and goes like this: I'm getting too old for this shit. Riggs, too old for this shit. Glenn from Pittsburgh, and Glenn is a guy that I ran into at Newtown, and it was great. Hey, Glenn, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Merry Christmas, Bennington.
Merry Christmas to you, buddy.
I just want to thank you guys for just being the most unique radio show in the history of radio. It's just so awesome, and the people that I've met from listening to you guys on message boards, it's awesome. So thank you.
Well, dude, thank you so much for coming back and seeing that show in your hometown, coming all the way back from Pittsburgh.
If you were any other town or in the city itself, I wouldn't have made that trip. But I saw it was literally in the town I grew up. I'm like, I just need to check flights. Flights weren't expensive, so it was awesome. So that was such a unique night too. As soon as I realized what was happening, because I was there by myself, and as soon as I realized what was happening I'm like, well, I'm not seeing Ron stuff. I was kind of hoping to see that, but this is fucking awesome. So thank you. again.
Thank you, my friend. He was there on a night that a lot of my old friends who I haven't seen in years and years and years showed up to surprise me. And then the other fascinating part of that is like we just went into this other weird place of doing old stories and busting balls in front of the audience, and then even out front after the audience. And it was one of the greatest nights of my whole life. You know what I mean? That night was so weird because the baby had just been born, and I got together with guys that I haven't seen in decades, and I thought to myself, oh, I guess this means it's okay whenever I die now. You know what I mean? Like, I did all the things that a person could hope to do in their life, but and even heard back from one of those guys, Wardy, last night, who had been, out in the darkness for a long time and came back, and he's just doing great. And all of us, you either turn one way or another. But I brought this up before. Those guys are as responsible for who I am as my own family. And those girls. I mean, I grew up with so many great women, and the Smith sisters were there that night. Kathy was there with her sisters. And there's a strength and a badassness to that whole group of people. And that's also another thing that is hard for me to understand it, the way the world's changing, because the whole point of being badass was important, and it wasn't like none of those people you could fuck with. None of them would allow themselves to be fucked with, and they knew how to react when it did happen that way. Look, she's cracking up, happy about stuff. Here's Chris. Chris, what's happening, buddy?
Hey, Ronnie, I just wanted to call up and then congratulate you on your best bid of 2018, man.
What's that?
The game shows you came up with in your notebook that y'all played yesterday.
Oh, yeah. People always like that. I think you've played it more, right?
Yeah.
Vito? Yeah, people always write in about that, and I forgot that was just off the top. Earl was just telling me that he liked the songs more than anything else that we did from 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
And that was a not sleeping night. Look who it is, a guy who, we had a terrible falling out with, but now I feel like we're back together.
Yay!
It's our
Yay!
I will say that I would agree that fart in a jar, celebrity fart in a jar is one of my favorite things of the year. But I just want to call and say thank you for an amazing year of radio, as always. And I know it was a lot of transition and change and additions, and some people were there, some people weren't, but at the end, it was still always an amazing show, no matter what. And as a fan since, 2001, 2000, whatever, it's just great to be able to have something steady in my life that I can always listen to laugh at.
Well, let me tell you something, Johnny. I know when you started listening, because I remember the first thing that you said to me. You said 2000 party over. Oops, out of time.
I'm a big Prince guy, so that would have been my quote.
You are a big Prince guy.
I love him.
Yeah.
It's been, a great year, and I just was happy to be able to work out our beef. We're beefless now.
Was terrible.
So beefy.
We're no beef anymore, which is nice. Yeah. And thank you, as always, for an amazing, amazing year.
Thank you. We love you, Johnny.
We love you so much, Johnny.
Love you guys. I love you guys, and have a great Christmas, and see you on the other side.
See you on the other side. Well, it's death. Paul and who? Della what? Delaware.
Yo, Ronnie B.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Thanks,
But
buddy.
I'm also a big Gail fan. I'd like to hear one of her voices, Florida woman voices, by far my favorite. If she could request Okeechobee whiskey or something like that.
Like Okeechobee? It's Florida woman.
You love Florida.
It's Gator Prank.
Yeah. That is, that's in your blood as well, Gail.
Yes. I mean, I'd like to say that I'm American by birth, but I'm Southern by the grace of God.
I always like to say, me and the boys, we got it made. We got 3 days off in the Everglades.
Still good. Still holds up, Stranger Boys.
Oh, my God. It still holds up. Dave in Ohio.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
a
to you,
while
my
back, you guys did a thing on Scientology. I just really enjoyed you bringing that up. I didn't think so many people watched that show with Leah Remini.
Oh, man, I watched it the other night. It was unbelievable. Was that last night or the night before?
Yeah, I love the way Stanley called him Mikovich.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Miscavige, no?
This one was about Miscavige's wife has been disappeared since 2000, it's at least over 10 years. Mm-hmm. And Leah's trying to find her. And
they were friends, right?
I mean, they knew each other. I don't know how friendly they were, but they went back into her thing. She was a Sea Org, and she was taking care of L. Ron Hubbard and all this. He had all these young girls that would leave their parents. She was like 12 or 14, and they would be responsible for running messages for him on the boat. And this didn't come up in the Leah Remini show, and but those little girls would do an impression of L. Ron Hubbard. So if he said to them, go to Chris and tell them, make sure I get the book sent to my room, they would show up and go like this, make sure I get the book sent to my room. They would do the impression of him.
Weird.
And no one fucked with these girls. They were like above it all, because they were almost like his daughters, the way that he took care of them. But I was watching it last night, and they said one of the guys went over and was talking about David Miscavige to this guy that was like a real tough guy who was running things. Because I'm starting to worry that this guy's crazy. And this is just a couple years ago. He goes, I don't know what we're going to do. And the guy goes, yeah, I agree with you. And I can't wait till El Ram gets back here and gets this straightened out.
Oh, man.
He's a grown man, and he's expecting this dude that he knew to come walking back from the dead.
Oh, my God.
There's 6 houses that have been freshly built for him for when he comes back. 6 giant mansions in different parts of the country.
That is...
That Leah Remini, she'll take on anybody. I'm telling you. You don't want to... It's her. She's the one who brought down the charity that Trump had for a while. New Year's Eve, come out and see me. I am hosting, and you heard the day that Adele asked for it, but I'm hosting this show for the stand. It's at the pop-up show at Subculture in New York City. There's going to be 2 shows, at 7 o'clock and at 10:30. Go to thestandnyc.com for tickets. But listen to this lineup. Jim Norton. One more I got to tell you.
Yeah.
This is a guy who sells out theaters. Is going to be doing New Year's Eve. Janine Garofalo.
Love her.
If we had a Comedy Hall of Fame, she's in it. Todd Barry. Tim Dillon. Vlad Kamano. And Marina Franklin.
Love it.
Marina Franklin, by the way, is going to have a big special that comes out this year.
I love her so much.
Yeah. Hey, Eric in Kentucky. What's up, buddy?
What's up, y'all? Great 2018. Been digging it. Gail, we had our first. We had 6-month birthday yesterday, so it's cool
awesome.
It's cool to hear you going through kind of the same stuff. It's loads of fun, right?
Yeah, it's a blast. Congrats to you.
Best moment, I think, when you guys are just running with the Shark Tank bit. It just absolutely kills me. Kills me.
Shark Tank never stops being exciting for us.
No.
And still,
We could pretty much always talk about Shark Tank, and I'll watch that show anytime it's on.
I hate watch it. I hate watch it every time. Because I hate all the sharks and I hate the products and I hate the cheap way that they sell the product.
But it ropes me in every time. Then I'm just like, come on, Mr. Wonderful. You know you want it.
I turn into like a business major where I'm like, that's fucking way too high of an evaluation for your company.
They all over-evaluate.
And they get caught, too.
Yeah.
They get caught. Don't think you're going to pull one over.
It's a $10 million evaluation. I haven't sold anything yet, but my cousin thinks it's fantastic. Chris, picture the shirts.
This is the last day for you to order a Bennington t-shirt from ibankshop.com, ibankshop.com, to get it in time for Christmas. That's ibankshop.com for the brand new t-shirt.
Vito, do you remember? I was thinking about all this traveling that everybody did because there were so many shows. Everybody went to, the festivals. But you and I held down the fort, and we did 2 shows here without Chris and Ron, which is just so crazy. I totally had forgotten about
This
that.
has never happened before in my career.
No,
that I
never.
wasn't here for my own show. But you guys did a bang-up show, and then I had to come back and hear about how it was and how much better it was.
We had great guests. Tom Sharpling came in, Christy Cello. It was a blast.
And then I think you wanted to talk to me about something at the end of one show, and I had to run out and get to my plane.
Yes, exactly. And then he ran over to Austin.
Yeah, well, you were talking about Jim McClure was flying out, I think, tomorrow and flying back in the same day.
Yeah.
But you almost did the same thing.
Yeah, because I flew out late Thursday night, flew back Saturday night, basically, because I got a flight at 2 a.m. or something.
And then while you were there, you had to blow up balloons, and you were buying fucking tanks on the other side of Austin.
At the end of Judah, you guys had to go eat. You asked me to come with you, and I had to carry the helium tank out and go bring it back to a place outside of town.
That was a weird place you found, too, right? It was like an older woman.
It was an older woman inside of a house with giant piñatas and homemade piñatas and balloons.
That sounds fantastic.
Raquel's party decorations in Austin, if you're looking.
Megan in Philly.
Yeah, Ronnie, hi.
Hi.
I would love to see you at the Comedy Cabaret in Doylestown in 2019.
I would love to do it. Just have them contact the iBank.
All right, I will do.
I was going from, I'm never doing comedy again until maybe I will.
Yes.
You know why? I thought I climbed every mountain.
There's mountains out there. There's so many.
Yeah, I know, but they're really high.
2019 is your year, Ronnie.
It is my year. You're goddamn right.
Yeah.
Woo! It's finally my year.
It's Ronnie's year.
Yeah. I mean, sure, last year the show went better on the 2 days I took off. I was loving it. I can't compete with that Christy Cello.
Oh, no, who could?
She's adorable.
And she's so holy.
Yeah.
She's and horny.
I remember the first time I met her, that it was in the roast battle, and I said I'd like to have sex with her in a playpen because I never thought that I would see her again, and then she ended up becoming our friend.
Ron, that was kind of weird when you said that about me.
You know what she said? Thank you so much. Which is always makes it's always one of the fun things you could do. Hey, baby girl. Look, this is our buddy Tom the Cop in Oklahoma. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Ronnie B. I just want to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas, and thank you so much for getting me through so many of my shifts when I was feeling down. And I've had prisoners in backseat that I keep the radio, of course, semi while they're back there, and they just listen to me do it. They're like, "Who's that?" And I tell them who it is.
That's so hilarious.
Yeah, it's great.
It's terrible being arrested, but at least we had some good laughs in it.
Yeah, no, it's really funny, and I just wanted to thank Gail for having Juju on the radio and being able to for all of us to celebrate her first Christmas with her.
It's really exciting.
It's nationwide, and I thank you guys for everything you do for us. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you.
and your whole crew, even that, horse dick Chris Stanley.
Yeah, horse dick is great. All right, talk to you later, Tom. Adoink.
Adoink.
Adoink. God, she's so much fun. Chris, where'd you get the nickname Horse Dick? And it's a nice one, actually.
Yeah, finally, for once. It's usually Fatty or Batman.
Why would you take it back into that?
Now it's fat cock.
Your big, fat, thick cock.
Fat cock Stanley.
Thank you.
I think it's funny that someone is like, "Thank you for sharing your baby on the air with us," and then that's the next moment.
I'm not happy with Vito yelling "fat cock" so close to me.
No, that's awful.
Yeah.
Would never.
What if that's her first word? Fat cock.
Why would you have that?
I hope it's not.
You know why? Because he's a greasy Italian.
Sausage.
Look how happy she is. She's having fun with all the gang. Yay!
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 She was just cranky like a couple minutes ago. Now she's like, yeah, this is awesome. Would you see her just try to reach for the mic?
Yep.
Yay! Yay! Let's do the thing where it looks like she's flying. That always makes me laugh most. Like she's like a Superman flyer.
Yay!
Yay! You know what's weird in life is I can remember my dad doing that to me. I remember him putting me up, and I'm like, fuck. What was that?
There's like a weird thing that I keep remembering is the sensation of someone like an adult has you and it's like elevator drops and they go like this and you're like, oh man, I haven't felt that sensation. It was so funny as a kid. That and when you were so small that the liquid in your belly would like swish.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I like pick her up and she's all full of milk and I hear it swish. I'm like, oh God, remember when you were little and your belly could just fill with liquid?
Because there was nothing else, I guess, right? So weird. Matt, welcome, Matt. Hey, buddy. We got you, Matt. Oh, poor Matty fell off.
What happened?
I don't know, but I'll use this as occasion to maybe take a little break here. It's the last show of 2018, and this is Bennington.
Singing holy, holy night.
Oh, the great sleeves. Fa la 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 la. It's very funny here in New York City. It's only a little bit after 4:20, and we were just out watching the sunset.
Yeah.
That is stunning. And for some reason, they're the prettiest sunsets of the year.
They're very beautiful.
They drop early. They're so colorful. They're golden. But you're like, oh, shit. Ba la 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 la.
You hear that?
Yeah. Oh, she loves that song, and why wouldn't she?
She loves sleeves. She loves Bajibi, too.
I like to drink a little beer at the end of the day.
I like to drink a little beer at the start of the day.
That's the Chris Stanley.
Yeah. We're doing the 2018 year-end comedy awards. And that all kind of starts tomorrow, but then New Year's Eve and New Year's Day is the big special. I also want to remind everybody the brand new Bennington shirt is available at the ibankshop.com. This is your last chance to order and get it delivered on time for Christmas. And that's now they're saying December 20. You can do it.
Well, this is the last day that we're going to be talking about the shirt.
Right, but the last day that you could do it.
It's by noon tomorrow. So
But today's the 19th?
Yeah.
Today's 19th, yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Christmas is a lot closer than I thought it was.
Oh, yeah.
Tight.
Weird with that.
What does that mean?
It's the second time he just randomly yelled tight today.
Tight amount of time between now and Christmas.
But why? Why are you saying that?
It's sneaking up on us, Ron.
I'm not sure if your new 2019 catchphrase is going to catch on with everyone. Tight.
I had a spy report for everybody.
Spy report.
This is a up in Deadline. Lisa Kudrow is to voice Lyle and Caroline animated presentation by Fox. Fox has given a script by us presentation order for Lyle and Caroline, a half-hour produced show, written and executive produced by Eric and Justin Stangl.
Yeah, very cool.
Fantastic.
It's a very Stangl Christmas.
It is a very Stangl Hanukkah.
True.
That's amazing, guys. So happy for you.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
L'chaim.
What's that mean, Chris?
Cheers.
Oh, so in Israel they call the show Cheers.
L'chaim.
Oh, that's so great. Happy for you guys.
Sam Mayday Cohen stars.
I said a congrats, and they're like, we'll see. Not just getting the pilot done is fantastic.
Yeah, that's already a thing.
La 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 la.
At Lisa Kudrow's a mensch.
Rick in New Jersey, what's up, buddy? Oh my God, there he is.
Merry
Christmas. Still after
Merry
18
Christmas to
years. The shark is getting by you, Earl. Oh, good, say it in the microphone like a big boy.
That was not me. That was Vito.
Vito!
Oh, I'm surprised.
Vito got short.
Owned.
First of all, fuck you, Earl.
Why is that fuck you?
It's just for Earl, nothing. It's just really annoying that Earl's acting so high and mighty because
Look, if it was your fault, it was your fault, Vito.
what's the
Fess
big deal?
up,
I
you know?
want to hear the truth in here.
It's not a bad
All right,
You're the
Michael Flynn, all I
Christmas
want is
loser.
the fucking truth. Yeah, you lost the Christmas.
What are you trying to say? Truth isn't truth?
Right. What are you trying to say? A greasy Italian doesn't have to live by the same rules as the rest of the white people? So happy for the Stangles, though, right?
Yeah.
What a nice thing to hear at the end of the year. Alan, Sacramento.
Hello, Bennington.
Yes.
Hey, thank you so much for a great year of comedy while I'm driving 8 hours a day, delivering packages to people.
You're making Christmas happen, dude.
Bro.
Well, you know, anyway, I want to tell you, your Unmasked is probably one of the best interview shows I've ever heard.
I don't know why you'd say one of. It's in a way the best.
Yeah, exactly. Without casting aspersions on the other fellow there, you give him a run for your money. And I
Thank
want
you
to
very
say,
much, my friend.
you're very welcome.
And thank you
Anytime
for...
you want to,
Yeah.
anytime you want to come out to the left coast and make us laugh, we'll be happy to have you.
We're going to do that. We're going to, I said every year I want to spend 7 months in Los Angeles.
Okay, let's do it.
But here's the thing. I want to do that playing for the Los Angeles Dodgers. I want to play second base.
All right.
Although I'm not able to turn two anymore or stop any balls that are hit in my direction. Big problem. I will bunt every single time I get up. I got to figure some of them will get in. I hope 3 out of 10 times. That's all I want. 3 out of every 10, and I'll be happy. Oh, baby. Look how happy she is.
She's really happy.
You know what else I got to say that is just amazing to me, and it's something that we wanted to pull off for a long time. But Fezzy coming back and surprising everybody
It's the best.
was one of the highlights of the year. And the fact that he killed it, and the fact that the audience went nuts for him.
Yeah.
Because, to be able to pull that off and all was just so much fun.
Yeah, it was just too much fun for me, and getting to be on stage with you and us at the same time is just like felt very full circle.
Yeah, it's very,
just
very
the way
weird.
I grew up, so it was very fun.
Really, really a good time, and also the thing, having Earl back.
Yeah, so great.
Unbelievable to have Earl back, and he tells us the truth about Vito and how Vito does. No,
He never lies.
Like Vito would have probably blamed that on an intern or something.
No, I wouldn't have.
Yeah,
Vito would have done the old, I guess you call it smashing, was what it's known in Italian circles. I'll tell you, he was just gossiping to me about Chris Columbus and how often he's in town. I was very surprised. Was that just supposed to be off air?
Yeah, that's some juicy Italian dish.
Mm.
Not Christopher Columbus, Chris Columbus.
Are you doing the 7 fishes?
Yes, we're doing that on Christmas Day.
What? That's
thought
the
that was
wrong day.
Eve.
It's because all my family can't get together on Christmas Eve.
Some of them are in jail. And some of them are without papers.
And some of them sleep with the fishes.
7 different kinds of fishes. Are we doing Christmas Eve at your house, Kim?
I think we're going to do Christmas Day, Christmas morn.
So we're not getting together Christmas Eve?
I don't think so.
No? Well, we'll get together Christmas morning. What are you making for everybody? Nice.
I got to think of
I'll
a big
bring
piece.
stuff.
No, it's fine. I'm a new mother. I should be cooking for all.
Yeah, the whole family circles around you now.
I know.
Your parents aren't getting any younger.
Uh-huh. True.
I'll be like this. Some beers, la 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 la, smoking some weed.
Dad?
Doing some coke. La, 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 la. Sit with H. La 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 la. Speedballs. La la la.
Not this year, Dad.
Uh-oh, better call an ambulance. La 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 la. Shortness of breath. La, la, la. Seeing a light.
Love this version of the song.
Shortness of breath.
La la la, panting and sweating. La 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 la. Can't feel my pulse. La 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 la. Look at you. You're playing like a rattle, like a stereotype. How much we love that baby, huh?
Crazy. Did you think you were going to like her this much?
Not this much. Not this much where I keep looking at pictures and videos over and over. I'm gonna play this video. By the way, the up on Instagram right now is the one that Vito shot while we were playing with the shirt that Chris gave. Okay, go ahead and hit it. That she choreographed perform a dance in her living room to Cry Little Sister, hoping to demonstrate how mature, cool, and dramatic to my single dad and brothers. They told me to get the fuck out of the living room and stop being weird.
I can relate. I can relate to that a lot.
That's really, really cute. Little girls really like to put dances together, things. Making my wave, la 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 la. Gail, you also look like a little kid in that.
Doesn't seem like I should have a baby.
No, babies having babies. Babies having babies.
A lot of it's the height, I realize.
Do you think this year Chris is going to become a father?
I think so.
I don't think so. But thanks for the
if your lady
vote of
friend is
confidence.
pregnant within the next, 2-3 months, we can have a 2019 baby.
I would love that.
Seems too soon.
The thing is, if she wants to have a baby with him, the way they do it, she'll be having an ass baby because that's...
I did not know. That was
He's
your
straight
preference.
anal. He
Really?
says with his little dick, it doesn't make any sense to put it in the vagina. I think we ought to, end this all out today with a Soda Stream Fizzy. Who wants fresh seltzer?
I don't know, because it's great out the can or out the bottle, which is incredibly cheap at a supermarket.
Once I get the hang of this thing, I'll be making.
How is anyone going to make better water?
I'm going to be making amazing seltzer for us. I might even get into the flavor game. Maybe even get some soda syrup. I mean, there's so many opportunities. This is the land of opportunities when it comes to seltzer.
It's not that impressive, but it makes you happy, so I guess it's good.
Wow, Chris, that's very thoughtful of you. That's the nicest thing Chris has ever said to me.
Well, it is Christmas.
What did Marge Simpson just say?
Hi, Julie. Marge Simpson.
Is that Choo-Choo?
All right. This came from Fez. It was great to be back with you on stage and finally meet little Juju, the best part of my 2018. By the way, how did the Rudolph bit go over? Well, we all laughed through it. I think it all went well until we found out that the person who was supposed to be Rudolph.
Yeah.
I will say,
is that too far?
I did get 2 right.
You were the only one who got any right. Not that his opinion should mean more than ours.
It does. It truly does.
Yeah, it does. I guess if you put the game together, you're the judge. Here, pass her over. Making my way, la 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 la. Yes, baby, you smell like a delicious baby.
Why do babies smell so good? Is it just milk fed? Is that why?
Yeah, they're like veal. You're like a little veal baby. You make me feel mighty veal, San Francisco. You know you make me feel mighty veal. Well, I'm looking forward to this new Stengel Brothers cartoon.
Oh, yeah, the new.
I came up with a new idea, cartoon too. I should pitch this, guys.
What is it?
I call it Top Cat.
That's, well.
It's about a cat who lives in a trash can, but he's kind of cool. And let me tell you, this cop, Dibble, old Top Cat's running in circles around that bastard.
Would you say he's the most tip-top Top Cat?
Yeah. He's the Phil Silvers of cartoons. You look like you want to say something into the mic.
She like grabs it with so much intention, and then she really gets quiet.
I think she thinks of it as a stuffed animal.
Hey, Juju.
I was looking at a little kid getting his picture taken today in front of the toy store, and he was. Oh, I love that picture.
This one?
Yeah. I look like I could be dead any moment, though, don't I?
No, that's not true.
You make me feel mighty veal.
San Francisco. Still San Francisco?
Yeah. It's still the best part of it, isn't it, though? When she says San Francisco. Now we work with her. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Your Stanley's going to make a little plaything for you to be friends with.
What?
Aww. Another show, baby?
You know what I think it's going to be? Chrissy as a girl.
Aww.
Lady
Earl? Chris.
Would you think about making a little black baby for us in 2019?
Make that baby.
First things first.
Yeah. I love to do the fake flying, and then she thinks she's flying for real. Jeez, stop it with the microphone, honey. This costs damn money. Also, I had another idea for a cartoon. I'm going to push the Stengels on this.
Okay.
It's called Cece and Beanie Boy. Cecil and Beanie Boy. And why does her clothes and skin smell the same?
I don't know.
Like, why are her clothes fresh? What are you doing? Washing it in her bath water? She like taking baths?
She does like a bath, yeah.
But you mainly give her sponge baths, right?
I do a sink bath.
Disgusting.
Clean the sink.
Are there dishes in there?
No, I use the dish sponge.
Sometimes I just put her in the dishwasher. What are you
She
worried? I'm not
loves
doing a
it.
good job holding her. I'm going to drop her.
I used to
Your
piss
mother's
in my
good.
mom's
She
sink.
does it all
so-
the time. There was a coworker of ours
Yeah.
out there, and I noticed that she just kept on like going like this, and I was like, she knows how to hold a baby. She has little nieces and nephews.
She doesn't know how to hold a baby as good as we do, though. You want her back? Is that it?
You're getting nervous. Why? He's doing a good job.
Because Pop.
He's
has the
doing a good
baby.
job raising that baby.
I got to be mother and father to you, baby.
Yeah, but when you grab the mic, then say something, Juju.
Juju, when I was your age, we had NASA going to the moon. Look at her. She just throws the mic on the ground.
She hates those mics.
I hate to say this, honey, but you stink at radio. She just wants
It's
the
the
mic.
family business, Juju.
Yeah.
You need to learn it.
You be careful with that microphone. You could take off a finger. Don't bite it. That microphone ain't for biting. It's for talking into. Bringing up joke words for everybody. You see that microphone? That's gold, all family. That's straight paid money. You make me feel mighty feel San Francisco, you know. Look at her. What a year we've had, Hunji.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's weird that I was just thinking it was a year ago, just trying to imagine what this day was going to feel like, you know, what the end of the year of 2018 was going to feel like. And I can't believe we're here.
Who would have thought it'd been such a letdown?
What? Yes, it's microphone.
Yeah. You talk into it. You don't grab at it.
Then she looked at Chris like, look, you can grab these mics whenever you want. Go ahead, grab the mic. They want you to.
She probably think Chris is just a baby with a beard. Some of these babies have beards.
That baby's dirty. He doesn't have a sink bath like I do.
Oh, no.
That baby vapes.
How come his mom lets him vape? It's not fair.
Look, honey, there's somebody from the Page 6 TV show. Just walking by. No, you can't ask for much more than the 2018 that we had, right? Who would have thought? Look, she just wants to grab that mic so bad.
Obsessed.
That's it. That's it. Say something funny.
We could get her first words on mic.
Oh,
Great.
God.
Amazing.
How cute would it be, Earl, if her first word was the N-bomb? We're like, we don't know where she heard that from.
You wouldn't even find it offensive, would you?
No, not at that age, you wouldn't.
She doesn't know.
She could even use the other F word, and Fez would think that it's
yeah,
funny.
it's cute when baby says it. Sure.
Yeah. When a baby says anything, it's adorable. Well, Chris Stanley, all the best to you next year, my friend. You're fantastic.
No, you're the fantastic one, and all the best to you.
Can I just say something?
Yes, you can.
You haven't signed your billion-year contract that I have all the Sea Orgs done, and I expect that on my desk by the end of this year.
I'll sign 2 of them.
Earl Douglas, so great having you back this year.
This was highlight of my year. Absolutely highlight of my year.
No kidding.
Just to be back in back with the best crew going today.
Oh,
sweet. So
Vito, you're coming into your own, pal. And this entire piece got put together that we're doing the end of the year was all Vito's producing.
Fantastic job, Vito.
But without Deb and the iBang, none of that stuff goes by.
Yes, of course.
Make sure you go over to the iBang shop. This is the last day that you could really order T-shirts that will be ready for Christmas, and we appreciate it. But again, what will we do without everything going down? Gail, to you, your baby, and your mom, what an amazing What amazing energy that the three of you are together every day in one way or another.
Yeah, it's been the best ever, and how lucky I am to have my family be so much a part of her life, have this show and my family, all of it connected. It's cool that we all do this together.
It is crazy, and it's very weird that you try to. Sometimes, most of the time, when you think of a goal, it's not as good as the way it was in your imagination. But this baby in our family was much more than I could have ever hoped for. And I also want to thank all of our friends and listeners who share this in us every day. I don't take this lightly. I've been doing this for about 3 decades now, and this might have been the most fun year of my life. And like I said, having Fez back and traveling, and you having the baby, and these guys all coming into their own. These are all real producers now. You know what I mean? They've all made their bones, and it's a phenomenal thing to be a part of. And like I said, who knew? You know what I mean? There's so many things that you go through. There's not one thing that's happened with this show or with my family that I think that I earned. You know what I mean? No one ever brings up how luck is the most important thing in life. And I feel like an incredibly lucky guy. And I thank everybody who's listening. I honestly thank these guys I work with. I know that I drive everybody crazy from time to time, but it's the most fantastic thing. I have been ending this show almost, I think, from the first year I started in radio with the same song, but I honestly can say that it means more to me this year. That's right. It means more to me this year than any other year. And thank you to everybody who pulls this together. This is the Mighty Mighty Pretenders, who covered this song in the 80s just when I started radio, and we ended the show with it, and I've been doing it every year. So thank you so much, Gail.
Happy Christmas to you. I love you.
Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas, baby. And thanks to you guys. You really made it a fantastic year, and we're all going to be having SodaStream Fizzy in 2019. God bless you, everybody, and have yourself a merry little Christmas.